Welcome back to the SportsMax Zone. CONMEBOL World Cup Qualifying action will resume later this evening with 5 games on tap, and you can look out for at least 3 of them on the home of champions. Those are the full list of matches: Paraguay, Argentina, Uruguay, Colombia, Venezuela, Brazil, Ecuador, Bolivia, and Chile traveling to Peru. Your home of champions, SportsMax 2, will air, as we said, 3 of those games. Unbeaten Argentina, currently second on 18 points, will be bolstered by the return of their all-time leading scorer, Lionel Messi. 6th place Paraguay, who defeated Venezuela 2-1 in their last outing, will have their work cut out for them as they take on Albiceleste. They're currently on a 22-game winning run, or unbeaten run, I should say. Argentina also boasts the second best defense, conceding just 6 goals from their 8 games in the series so far. Well, we are 1 year into these CONMEBOL World Cup qualifiers, because in the first window last year, they were played in October, and here we are in October, and there is a SportsMax game coming up at 6 with Chile against Peru there. And as we said, 3 games coming up on both channels, 2 of them on SportsMax and 2 of them on SportsMax 2 and 1 on SportsMax later on, including the Brazil game later on. George and Mariah, as we said, 1 year into these CONMEBOL qualifiers now. They started in October last year. That was the first window of games, and Argentina and Brazil, the 2 undefeated teams so far.
Yeah, and Argentina, they'll be going up against Paraguay this afternoon, or this evening if I'm to say. And I feel as if Lionel Scaloni's men, they have the advantage, Lance, because we know they're second on the table with the total amount of points that they have. Paraguay, they've been struggling. They only were able to secure 2 wins in the last 9 games, so they have definitely been struggling. Once you hear Lionel Messi, and we know he's not Lionel Messi as we knew him in his prime, but he's still a massive factor, and in order for Argentina to secure this win this afternoon, they will have, Lionel Messi will have to play a major part.
Yeah, George, when you were doing the opening just now and you mentioned Lionel Messi, you prefaced that by saying the little magician. I was wondering when Russell Latifi had come out of retirement when he was about to take the field tonight.
Well, I was just being kind and gracious to our good producer. Yeah, Russell Latifi, of course, is the original little magician. But guess what? I'm very happy for Messi and company because of this reason. The Copa America victory the last time out has lifted a huge weight off the team's shoulders. There is a monkey that is off the team's back. Here's the thing. Because Argentina had gone so long without a global trophy, and we all know about Messi not winning anything big at the international level with Argentina, save for the Olympics before the Copa America came in hand. You just felt that the team was weighed down by the yoke of underachievement. And you felt as if there was so much negative energy around the team, and coaches were under pressure, players under pressure, Lionel Messi under more pressure than he's used to be. He'll always be under pressure once he plays football for any team. But you just felt that it was so unhealthy. The environment was not conducive to the kind of relaxation and harmony that are attendant to a football team functioning at its most efficient. With the Copa America victory sewn up, Lionel Scaloni, the other Lionel, can have some breathing space. He can now prepare, not wondering if every defeat is going to prompt calls back in his homeland for him to resign or for him to be sacked. You're not going to have players second guessing and wondering, well, might as well we had kept Sam Paoli on board, or maybe this coach can't deliver us to the promised land. You won't have players looking around and wondering really if this project was going anywhere and what to do to get the team to where the fans really believe that it belongs, which is at the pinnacle of world football. So this has come at the right time for Argentina. I must confess, I was very downcast about them finishing in the top 3 in the CONMEBOL qualifying group before that Copa America victory. But guess what? They have that elixir, Lance. They have that vaccine, Mariah.
Yeah.
It's a double jab that they've gotten, and they're going to run strong to the finish. They could very well finish at the end of this qualifying series at the top of the pile in CONMEBOL.
Yes, and the fact that you made the point about the pressure being eased, I think it's even better, George, because for that Copa America final, they didn't just defeat any team. They defeated Brazil, and we know Brazil has been flying high where the World Cup qualifiers are concerned, 8 out of 8 wins. So Lionel Messi and company would feel as if they can do it again. They can take Brazil right down to the end, and they would be able to defeat them again because they have done it before. So I feel like apart from the pressure, they have an added confidence.
Yeah. And that pressure release that you spoke of earlier, George, was illustrated in an interview that Lionel Messi had given. And I don't think when I saw it, it wasn't even days after the Copa America success. It was probably about 3 weeks after the Copa America success. And he opened his heart about just how much it meant to him and admitted pretty much what you just said, that, you know, it has taken the monkey off his back and how much of a different player he feels now with the Copa America title on his log. Because, you know, there was a lot of criticism about Lionel Messi and his inability to deliver for Argentina on the biggest stages. Now, Copa America is still not global, but it was an important tournament, and because South American football is so competitive and it is high-class football, it certainly plugged a hole that needed to be plugged.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it better, Lance. But here's the thing again, too. Remember, you know, this is the man we saw, Messi, retire after missing that crucial penalty in a Copa America penalty shootout. Yeah, because he realized he had failed. And I tell you what, the Barcelona success, and life is so funny, the Barcelona success may have caused Messi to flirt with the idea that he was immortal, that he could do anything on a football field. If he felt so during the week and during the club phase of the football calendar, by the time he went off on international duties with Argentina, he was brought back to earth because of the failures and realizing that, really, when I'm in a Barcelona shirt, I can conjure magic at will. I can do anything. I don't have to rub the lamp for the genie to come out. I am the genie. I summon myself when needs be.
Yeah.
But now he used to find himself in a situation where he was almost powerless to stop the drift of Argentina. And I'm telling you, when he retires, he'll really put into words how much winning this trophy would have done for him and his country. And remember, you know, folks, Argentina is not a normal footballing country. Whereas you've had England with foreign coaches, you've had small teams such as ours and yours, Mariah, Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica, which have had foreign coaches. Argentina, you can imagine a foreign coach coaching Argentina.
They don't play that, George.
It could never happen. It could never happen in Italy. Yeah. It could never happen in Germany. It happens in England, but England aren't really all that. It happens in Belgium. Belgium is a small nation, only 11 million people. But I'm just saying, Lionel Scaloni, the pressure of criticism for a man like that, when you have so many outstanding players of the game calling for you to be sacked because they want your job, and you have a very informed football public calling for you to be sacked because they say you don't know what you do and there are numerous options better than you. He doesn't have that to deal with right now. He can focus on the important thing of preparing teams to play well in football games, and I'm very happy for them, I must say.
Yeah, and despite the numerous injuries in the Argentina squad, I still feel the pieces that they have left right now will be enough to get them to win against Paraguay, because Paulo Dybala is out. He has a thigh injury, and many people...
He can stay injured. He's no good for Argentina.
Why did you say that?
His numbers don't lie. And nobody has ever said that Paulo Dybala makes Argentina stronger. He doesn't. He's just... It's a strange shirt, the Albiceleste shirt. It weighs down Lionel Messi, Mariah. So who is Paulo Dybala for it to weigh down? I'm saying if it can make Messi look mortal, can you imagine a lesser player than Messi? And that's what's happened to Dybala. So, you know, he's a big name for Juventus, but he disappoints when he puts on the Argentina shirt. So you are right to talk about Mariah because of his talent and his quality, but he doesn't show that for Argentina, is the point I'm making.
Yeah, well, they're up against mid-table Paraguay tonight. The Brazilians, their main rivals in the CONMEBOL, are facing bottom-of-the-table Venezuela. Of course, that replay match between Brazil and Argentina, which ended in a fiasco with the health officials sweeping onto the field and hauling off the Argentina men. We still have that outstanding. Because Brazil have a 6-point lead over Argentina at the moment, that game will become very important. Not that winning CONMEBOL is major to these teams. They just want to make sure they get to the World Cup finals, which both of them are likely to do anyway. But George and Mariah, I get the feeling that Brazil will fill Venezuela's net tonight. Oh,
not the feeling. That's a fact, because we know how Venezuela has suffered in all their previous matches. They're literally on a 9-game winless streak, Lance. And I feel really sorry for Gonzalez, and I'm saying this because from the time he picked up this team, he was faced with back-to-back losses, and then to be on a 9-game winless streak and going up against Brazil, where you know they're coming all guns blazing, very, very dominant. They're 8 out of 8 wins. It's going to be a tough ask to even hope they get a point.
It's sad to watch the decline of this team from 2017. We saw them on Copa America 2017. They were good. They were very good. yeah, in context. And I'm saying that I thought the team would have kicked on from them. They have a few outstanding players in a couple of positions. Solomon Rondon, of course, the leader of the team. But with what has happened in Venezuela over the past few years, nobody can be surprised that the football has also suffered and has spilled over from the uncertainty and the state of chaos at the governmental level with Maduro and the company and the fight for the right to be in charge of Venezuela. So, you know, Venezuela have always been the football's sick man of South America, and they continue to be sick. They've let in 15 goals in their 9 games so far, in their 8 games so far, and they have a goal difference. The 9 games they've played, and they have a goal difference of what, -10. So 15 against 5-4. The project isn't going anywhere. Unlike both of you, though, I don't think it will be a fill your boots kind of game. I think it will maybe a 2-0. Yes, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think it would be a fill your boots. If that's, I don't think I commented on that when Lance said it. But I just know that it's not going to be one of the games where we expect the team to fight. I feel as if Venezuela will be defeated.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
But Toon, the thing is, you say you don't think they'll fight. What history has shown, no matter how Venezuela, the form of the team going in, you don't go. It's more likely Venezuela gets rolled over by Bolivia or Chile or Paraguay than Brazil or Argentina. Because it's Brazil or Argentina, so you're up for it.
But the confidence is like the lowest.
Well, it's just that if you're performing against the best, regardless of the fact that there's a quality disparity between
yourself and the best. That's what Man U does. They get the best, they perform at their best when they're facing the best.
But that's not a bad thing, and that's the point I'm making, right?
But I don't get the sense. I feel like you're mixing up the teams because we're talking about Venezuela, who's on a 9-game losing streak.
Yeah, but 9-game losing streak, they've not gotten beaten 10-0 and 8-0. That's the point I'm making. I'm saying.
Well, the last time they faced Brazil last November, they only lost 1-0.
And that's the point. And that's the point I'm making. So when they play the likes of Brazil and Argentina, they fight in those games, and that's why I'm saying I expect 2-0 at worst. But they are more likely to be on the wrong end of a big score against teams that they consider to be the lesser lights in South America. They maybe don't try as hard, they maybe are not as committed. But for the big teams, they want to save themselves from embarrassment. So there's an extra effort to not let Neymar and company embarrass you.
All right, well, I'm looking forward to see that tonight because I just get the sense that Brazil would really want to get as much goals as they can. But I get what you're saying. I take your point for sure. Yeah. What about the next game? Peru, Chile.
Chile have been awful. The team is old. The youngsters who came through to form, I hate this phrase, golden generation, but I have to use it. Who came through to form this golden generation, which won back-to-back Copa Americas. Yeah. That supply chain is rotten and is useless now. There aren't new players coming in of the likes of Sanchez, Vidal, Edu Vargas, who's still there, Jorge Valdivia, their outstanding number 10, João Bocejur, Charles Aranguiz, his career stalled. There are so many outstanding players for Chile from that generation that have not been replaced. They're not being pushed out of the team by younger players, and so the Chilean project has stalled. It's an old, slow team depending on bits of magic from Vidal and Sanchez and company, but they can only do so much. It's highly likely Chile won't qualify for the World Cup from this group. I'm calling that already here.
But they're so close. Peru is 7th and Chile is 8th, George. Arturo Vidal, you spoke about him just now. He actually is the top scorer for them right now with 4 goals. So
how many penalties? But it doesn't matter. A goal is a goal. But I'm just saying,
but not from open play. It's important to register that if it's not from open play.
So I want to think that this would be a really close one if we were to go anything by the standings. And then we know Peru, they have massive defensive problems. Chile, they have problems scoring. So it's just anybody's game to win.
We just spoke about Venezuela's difficulties, and the only win they've had so far in the CONMEBOL World Cup qualifiers came against Peru. Okay. So that's not a good look. But you are right. Peru and Chile, just 1 point between them at the moment.
Exactly.
So that two old teams. In boxing, we would call them that's a pick-em bout.
Oh yes. A
pick-em bout.
Chile won't qualify for the World Cup.
I agree with that. So you're ruling them out.
I
no
agree with that.
Arturo Vidal.
Yeah, we still have a lot more football to come on the SportsMax Zone. We go to break. Back with more after this.
He's a lovely player to watch. You know, if you're a football fan, you want to see him on the field. They were asking him, how do you stop a player like Messi?